Hello and welcome in to this live stream today. It's a big day. I woke up this morning and I rolled out of bed and then I looked at my phone and I had gotten over 400 subscribers. So thank you so much to everyone who has been part of this YouTube journey to get here to 400 subs. It blows my mind. I can honestly say I'm so thankful to each and every one of these subscribers that they feel my content is worth, hitting that subscribe button to. So just thank you so much. In today's stream, we're going to be talking about OTAs a little bit, NFC WEST rivals a little bit just in general. But I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from the people watching this. So feel free to comment in the chat of what off-season moves do you think that the NFC West teams in the Cardinals, the Seahawks, and the Niners made that maybe gives you a little concerned? But what are your thoughts coming into this year? And if you're not a Rams fan, we're more than happy that you're here also. Please contribute to the genuine conversation. That's what we want to hear. But I got a couple of comments coming on in here, so we're going to just start with that. But Rams House, thank you. I did not get to 4K, not there yet. One day. But thank you on the congratulations. Rams House and I did a collab yesterday, and I'm sure that helped me get to the 400 mark. So Rams House, I'm so thankful for you and everything that you do, and that collaboration yesterday was a ton of fun. Jay in the Bay, oh, thank you so much. That means a lot. Coming from you. You are one of the best YouTubers. I know. I love going to your channel, even though I despise the team that you represent. Just kidding. All love. But yeah, no, it's Jay in the Bay. Huge fan of you, and thank you. You've been an amazing encouragement to me in this. And Rams House, welcome into the stream. I just got a notification. You just posted a video, so I'll definitely be checking that out very shortly. So thank you so much for that. But yeah, let me know, guys, in the comments below, or not below, I guess to the side, of what are you thinking about this NFC West? What are you thinking about OTAs? I know we've seen some good videos of Cooper Kupp and Deshaun Jackson. They've been catching some darts from Matthew Stafford, looking pretty good. I saw some weight room activity from some of the Rams defensive players, looking pretty jacked. And I'm curious to see, throughout the rest of OTAs, if maybe we can get a little closer to Stafford. And I want to see his throwing motion. We've seen the tail end of a lot of his passes, but I want to see if they can get a little bit closer. And yeah, but I'm really excited how OTAs are going. And we got a couple of comments we're going to address here. But Jay in the Bay, the feelings are mutual. Thank you so much, Jay. All love in the NFC West dysfunctional family, as we say. Yeah, all love. Last Day in Prince, thank you. Another huge supporter. Congrats. Can you explain why some sports guys are claiming the Cardinals are at the top of the West? I don't see it happening this year. Last Day in Prince, thank you so much for that. And I think the Cardinals have – okay, there's two teams in the NFL. This is my own theory. I don't have like a lot of, science or anything to back this up. But I do know a little bit about public relations and a little bit about marketing. And I think that there's two teams that in the NFL that have really impressive marketing departments. And that's the Jaguars and the Cardinals. And there's other, good marketing departments, but the Jaguars and the Cardinals, they're smaller market teams, and you often see in the offseason, there's always these hype articles about every offseason move that they did. And so I think the Cardinals get a lot of hype, mainly because they actually do have a talented team. If they were in another division other than the NFC West, they'd probably be favored to win it. But the Cardinals, when they sign, AJ Green or JJ Watt, these star players, I think they got a lot of hype this offseason. And I think Kyler Murray is very much an impressive quarterback in his own right. And he's coming into his third year. And, there were flashes last year. You felt he was the MVP in the league. I remember I had him in fantasy football, and he won me some key matchups. So I don't think that the Cardinals had the greatest offseason. I think if you actually look at their losses, especially they lost Patrick Peterson. They had another corner they lost. So I think their secondary could go downhill. And I don't think the Cardinals defense got better this offseason. And, it'll be interesting to see if Kyler Murray can take his game to the next level, to see if they can keep up the hype with that. Yeah. Great question, and thank you so much on the congratulations, Last Stand Prince, and thank you for being a huge supporter. Jacob Harris seems to be, okay, Rams House, that's a great, Jacob Harris is getting so much hype right now. I've seen tons of videos of him. I saw a bunch of articles today. I think Jake Ellenbogen had a really fantastic video about why he can be Megatron 2.0 in the future. And he is a big-bodied man, and he is someone that if he plays, in game the way he's been lighting up OTAs, I could see Jacob Harris being the steal of the draft this year, and I'm really excited. I know Ram fans, when we first saw, they drafted Jacob Harris, we were like, oh God, look up highlights here, and you look at the highlights, you're like, oh, all right, this is a really big guy that's really fast, and he can play tight end and wide receiver. I'm okay with this, yeah. So we're excited to see Jacob Harris for sure. Last name for top of the West. I think that's reference to your other comment. Rams says things. I think he could be a stud in the offense this year, actually. Rams says that'll be really interesting. And I'll probably take a late round flyer in my fantasy draft on Jacob Harris because I don't know. I just don't know if Sean McVay is someone who would put a rookie in early in the season. But the reality is, if Harris is the best player at camp, you have to put him in. And I don't think that McVay would ever limit a player if he's clearly the best player out there. You gotta respect that. So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, Jacob Harris is definitely someone we're looking forward to seeing. Darth Duckius, which I love your name, man. Congrats for your time. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Darth. You're a recently new subscriber, and I really appreciate you coming and supporting the channel. And just I can't say enough to all the subscribers who watch my content and engage with me in the comment sections. I'm so thankful. Going here, we got Rams House. Rams open practices tomorrow. Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. I did not know that. I'm definitely going to be checking the internet for highlights from that. That's really cool. That's awesome. I guess because last year we didn't really get to see any open practices. So hopefully we got some people with some steady hands there, and they'll be able to get some good footage. And again, I go back to what I said earlier. I would love a close-up on Stafford, because right now we're just seeing kind of these long things with him throwing it, and it looks beautiful. He's throwing these darts, but we want to see him up close, and personal. Yeah. Where did I go here? Okay. I wish I could go there. I think the Rams may post highlights from the open practice tomorrow. Maybe we can see more. Yeah, just like I said, agreed. Rams House. Really hoping that we get to see a lot more of Stafford, and the other Rams as well. We're one big Ramley. I love it. I am looking forward to seeing Matthew Stafford this offseason. Yeah, or this offense. Yes. I think it's gonna be. You know what? Okay, guys, are you like me? I don't know if I fully realize how different this offense is going to look with Stafford. I think that some of us, I know I've made this mistake in the past. We think, Stafford's just an upgraded version of Jared Goff, an older, more experienced, wiser version of Jared Goff. No, Stafford, because of his football IQ, he's going to be able to do things that Goff just couldn't do. And he definitely has a bigger arm than Goff did. Not that Goff didn't have a big arm, but Stafford's definitely has the bigger arm. And I also think just in general, because we're giving Stafford a run game, which he's never really had before in Detroit, I think that Stafford is going to do things that we have not seen in this Rams offense, and I'm really excited to see how it looks. I don't think we'll be in the 11-man personnel all the time or the 2 tight end set. I think we'll see a lot of different formations, which is really exciting. Rams House is saying Harris is getting reps with Woods, Kupp, and Stafford, not the backup group. Ooh, that speaks volume. That does. That's a very good point, Rams House. I think that as we've talked about, Harris is, a rookie that is looking good in camp, and if he's the best player out there, McVay wants him out there. And maybe even if he's not necessarily, coming in and well, now that I think about it, because Everett left, there is a role at tight end for him for sure. I don't know if he would be a hybrid, tight end receiver every Sunday, but there would definitely be packages that could feature him in, even as a rookie, if he's lighting it up in camp. Absolutely. So no doubt that, as Ramhouse likes to say, that McVay is just, in this offense is his playground or something. I think I misquoted you, Ramhouse. I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm really excited about that. I do want to talk a little bit about the Cardinals, the Niners, and the Seahawks. And I've had a really amazing opportunity to talk to a Niners fan and a Seahawks fan in my Move series. And it's just, I enjoy intelligent conversation about football that, is polite, but also, you like to acknowledge the rivalry. And so in regards to the Niners, first off, Niners had 2 injuries already that I think one of them was a starting corner, maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong, Niners fans, Jay in the Bay. But there's all this, notion that the Niners are going to get healthy and be Super Bowl ready again next year. And maybe that's true, but if, they already have 2 injuries in OTAs, come on. I don't know who the conditioning coach is for the Niners, but they should strongly consider getting a new one because, their players dropped like flies last season, and it'll be interesting to see if this season they can stay healthy. I also think it hurts the Niners, having a bit of a QB controversy. Not that it's a strong one. I do think that Jimmy G will start the season, but is Jimmy G an Aaron Rodgers type of player that, having that guy, the chip on your shoulder is going to make you play at this MVP level? I don't think so. Because when Jimmy G plays his best football, it's when he lets his playmakers around him make plays. I don't know if we're going to see Jimmy G be able to take over a game and just really, really, grab hold of this, that Niners offense and lead them to the NFC West division. So I think the Niners definitely have the potential to compete for this division. I do think that possibly if there is a conditioning issue within their locker room, that might affect it. But also, I just think if they're in a situation where they have to go to Trey Lance, I don't see Trey Lance coming in, lighting up the league so much that carries the Niners to the NFC West title. And I got a couple of comments here before we go, and we'll talk about the Cardinals and the Seahawks in just a moment here. So we got Sebastian's one. Thank you so much on that. Sebastian, you've supported this channel for a long time. I think you were one of the first comments that I was so encouraging to me. You said, you're like, Peo, you're such an underrated YouTuber. I still remember that comment from months ago. And just that comment really, really encouraged me a lot. So thank you so much. Couldn't have done it without you. And he was also on Moof yesterday, the Browns episode. So if you want to go watch me talk to Sebastian about the Browns season, go check that out. And Rams House, like Jake Ellenbogen was saying, with the lack of success in the red zone, I think that Harris is the answer for all those. Yeah, I agree with you and Jake on that. I think because last year we settled for so many stinking field goals, and then at the beginning of the year when we didn't have a consistent kicker, I literally remember grabbing my blanket and just being like, oh no, Sloan's coming out for a kick or Forbath, and you're just hoping they make this kick, and so often they missed it. So not only do you settle for a field goal, but then we'd miss the field goal. So thankfully we have Matt Gay, who I think is a way better kicker, and so that will bring some stability to that. But we don't want to see too much of Matt Gay. We'd like to see him for kickoff and extra points only. We want touchdowns. So yeah, I agree. Harris will definitely help those red zone woes for sure. Thank you, Sebastian, again on the 400 subs. Last name, Prince. Who do you see having a bigger season, Higbee or Everett? So Higbee with the Rams or Everett with the Seahawks? That's a really good question, last name, Prince. Personally, you know what? I'm gonna say I think Higbee will have more touchdowns, but Everett will have more yards receiving. And I say that just in the way that Russell Wilson uses his tight ends. If you look back historically, Jimmy Graham, when he was with them, didn't score a ton. I'm trying to think back. I know they had, what was his name? Start with a K. I forget, but he was there. So and again, the Seahawks are going to get a bit of a new style offense this year because they have a new OC. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. Who knows? I'm okay either way. That's a great question, though. I do think I'm okay that Everett lost or like Everett walked away. I didn't want him to go to the Seahawks. That's unfortunate. But I think that Everett's production can be replaced. And, if Harris keeps lighting it up in camp, I mean, Harris is doing things that we never saw Everett do in OTAs. So that's a really good question, though. Everett is gone. Yep, went to Seahawks, unfortunately. But, happy for him because he got paid. And then, no problem. Thank you, Sebastian, Zawan. Appreciate it. All right, so while we wait for some more comments there, we're going to talk about we've been talking about the Seahawks, so let's talk about them next. So we know the Seahawks had that drama with Russell Wilson at the beginning, and Ram fans were hopefully going, to cheer as Russell Wilson would get traded to like the Bears, but that didn't happen. I really never thought that would have happened. In my mind, the Seahawks would have fired Pete Carroll before getting rid of Russell Wilson, but I don't think that happened. Russell Wilson, he's a fantastic player. I really enjoy watching him play football. Unfortunately, he plays for the Seattle Scumhawks. Seahawks. And I just think that the Seahawks are a team that maybe overperformed a bit last year. I think, once again, if you have Russell Wilson, a player of his talent, it covers up for a lot of your mistakes. And I think that, that defense is definitely susceptible to getting scored on. Lockett, I think, is a good wide receiver. I think it helps that Metcalf has turned into a great wide receiver. They don't really have a number 3 wide receiver. I guess Everett as tight end can perform some production for them. But again, I think this team will live and die with how Russell Wilson plays. And if teams are able to shut him down, which the Rams have done so in the past, which we like, then I think that'll help. I do think that Pete Carroll is not as good of a coach. I think Russell Wilson saved his career, and Pete Carroll has benefited from having Russell Wilson as his quarterback, and he drafted him in the 3rd round and kind of lucked out with that. Anyway, I also think that the one thing that will be interesting to see with the Seahawks, I feel like their offense is going to look a lot more like the Rams offense next year. Coach, if someone in the chat can help me, I totally forget the name. They took a coach from us to be their new OC. Why am I blanking? Anyway, so they'll probably bring some things that the Rams did. Lots of motion and jet sweeps. So that'll be interesting to see. I'm really curious to see if the Seahawks will be able to keep up with these high-powered offenses nowadays. And we've seen glimpses. But okay, a couple comments here. Okay, I don't like the Seahawks. So, yeah, no, we don't. Again, I am always, genuine when I say it. I love watching Russell Wilson play football. I wish it was for my team or another team because he's a fantastic football player, but I don't like the Seahawks at all. But I don't know. You want to respect, and definitely Seahawks fans, if you're watching this, welcome, and I encourage friendly and in the most loving way possible, intelligent discussion. Go Rams. Anyway, Rams house. Everett is a guy who has an amazing way of making guys miss. Agreed. This is what fascinated me about Everett. Was he always seemed to have the ability to make guys miss. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Everett definitely, when he had the ball in his hands, he could do stuff with it for sure. And honestly, people forget, Gerald Everett was actually the first pick of the Sean McVay era. When Sean McVay got hired as the head coach. And I remember when he got picked, I was excited. I was like, okay, tight end. Cool. All right. Let's do that. And I remember thinking he'd be like this receiving tight end. Because when Sean McVay was in Washington, Jordan Reed, even though he was injured, whenever he was there, he would often have good production. And I was like, okay, yeah, Gerald Everett's going to be like a Jordan Reed, but hopefully healthier. And I don't know if that really ever happened with Everett. I just think that Everett was a player the Rams were okay moving on from because they felt his production could be replaced. And not that I didn't like him as a player, but I'm okay that he left. I'm okay with him. Question here from Sebastian 1. Was Clowney in Seattle before he went to Cleveland? Because Clowney's in Tennessee. No. Is Clowney in Tennessee? I lose track of Clowney so much. Sorry, Sebastian. He was in Seattle at one point. Yes. Clowney, I think he's one of those players. He was a former top pick, and Jadeveon Clowney, he amazing college career, and I think here in the NFL he's had success on kind of a limited basis, but enough success to keep him always employed, and you'd never be sad that he's on your team, but it's not that you're looking to overpay him. Oh, we got JP Shadow, hello, welcome. Oh, another great subscriber. 49ers already have 2 season-ending injuries. Yeah, we were talking about this earlier in the stream. Is whoever is in charge of conditioning for the 49ers, they really need to get fired or change what they're doing. In OTAs to have 2 season-ending injuries, that is. And I don't like that. If the Rams beat the Niners, I don't want it to be, they beat this super injured team. No, if the Rams beat the Niners, I want it because our team was better than their team. I don't like. I know injuries are part of the game of football. It's a physical sport. It's a violent sport. But thank you to all the players who put their bodies on the line to play this great game that is so entertaining. But you never like to see that. I definitely, prayers go out to those players, and I hope they recover well. Absolutely. And that's bad too. Yeah, no, 2 players gone already. All right, well, hey, CJ Ruthless Sport. Hey, what's up? Thank you so much for coming to the stream. Another Niners fan in the house. Love it. But all right, so while we're waiting for some more comments to come in here, we're going to talk about the Arizona Cardinals. We talked a bit about them earlier in this stream, and how they get a lot of hype with these signings of AJ Green, JJ Watt, these kind of legendary players who have had fantastic careers, but they're kind of towards the end of their career. I know both Watt and Green have had some injury concerns, but for AJ Green, I think he still has good hands, and he's still a great route runner. He may not have the speed that he once used to have, or the catch radius that he used to have, because his vertical has gone down as you get older. But I think that AJ Green definitely can do some things for that Cardinals offense because they still have Christian Kirk and DeAndre Hopkins. This is a receiving core that is good. And if Kyler Murray can continue to elevate his game, and if he plays at a consistent MVP level, this team could make some noise, absolutely. Something the Cardinals will always have against them, though, is Cliff Kingsbury and their coaching staff. There are games they get outcoached. That's just a reality of it. I think that, when you're a team that consistently, you win by one score or a touchdown, that's sort of a game that scheme-wise you matched up and your players matched up. And the reality is, like, last year, they lost some games they probably should have won, and that's a coaching error. That's on coaching. But I think the Cardinals will be, again, a good team, strong team. I could see them being a 10-win team. I don't see them finishing, top two in the NFC West, just because the NFC West is stacked. It's a stacked, dysfunctional family division. That's what this is. But yeah, JP shout out. I kind of agree, but 49ers fan talk crap injured or not. So I don't know. I don't know how they would. Well, and CJ Sports, maybe you can even talk to this about the injuries, to the Niners. 'Cause we just, I feel, again, I feel for any football player who gets injured. I hope they recover well. But we can talk smack as long as it's all in good fun and good nature. Absolutely. CJ Ruthless Sports, Niners fan in here. Cardinals are talented but very overrated, but can't sleep on them. Well, okay, so CJ Ruthless Sports, you're kind of contradicting yourself a little bit there, but I hear you. I hear what you're saying. They're a talented team. They get a lot of hype. As I mentioned before, I think they have a good marketing team that knows how to market their stars. And if you're a small market team trying to grow your brand, you have to do that. Example is the Jaguars making Blake Bortles a household name at one point after one season. Yeah, I think the Cardinals, I think they're a team that they I don't think Cliff Kingsbury can lead them in this division. I think if they were in another division, like maybe the NFC South or the NFC East or something, they could maybe do a lot better, and we'd talk differently about them. Also, injuries happen. It's normal in Santa Clara. LOL. Well, need to get healthy. Yeah, the Niners, again, that was their biggest thing last season, right? They just now. Okay, I say this in the most humble way possible. Despite the Niners' injuries, they were an impressive team. That's a team that outcoached other teams to win. I mean, I still, and CJ Ruthless Sport, you're going to love this, I still am angry that Nick Mullins beat the Rams twice last year. Twice to Nick Mullins. He outdueled Jared Goff. And probably one of the reasons Jared Goff got traded is because Nick Mullins out-quarterbacked him. And it frustrates me to no end. But despite the Niners' injuries, they were able to put together some W's. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully the Niners can stay healthy, and hopefully the Rams can beat them at full strength. That's what we want. But thank you, CJ Ruth the Sports, for the comment and coming on in. But Sebastian wants Julio. Talk about Julio. Honestly, I'm glad he didn't go to an NFC West team. I think that it's really funny. I heard that every NFC West team talked to the Falcons about Julio. I think realistically, the Falcons, if they were going to send Julio to an NFC team, it would have taken a first-round pick. The Rams don't have a first-round pick till 2024, and I think the Falcons want a first-round pick a little sooner than that. So I think one of the reasons they were okay going for a second is to send him to the AFC. I think Julio, they might, the Falcons are known as, a pretty friendly organization. So there's a chance that maybe they let Julio take part in the decision where there were all these offers on the table and the Falcons said, okay, we're okay with this and this. Julio is the one that you would prefer. And it could be that Julio's like, oh, send me to the Titans. Yeah, I'd like that. AJ Brown, Derrick Henry. So maybe that's something that happened there. All right, CJ Ruthless Sports, Kyler Murray, very good quarterback. Yeah, he is. He is. Again, I had him on my fantasy team last year. Until he got injured, he was winning game after game after game for me. I think I hope he's recovered from that injury. I forget exactly what it was, but he was able to play through it for the majority of the season. So, yeah, healthy Kyler Murray is a dangerous Kyler Murray. Absolutely. Kingsbury never won anything in the Big 12. He was very cute in college football with those play calling. It doesn't work out much longer. Yeah, CJ Ruthless Sports. I agree. Yeah, Cliff Kingsbury. I don't follow college football really closely. I'm very passive in how I follow it. I love following the NFL, but college football, I'm a passive fan. Yeah, Kingsbury. He was a weird hire by the Cardinals. I don't know if I'd say the Cardinals regret hiring him because, the reality is they still are a really good team. But I think just when you have a division with Sean McVay, Pete Carroll, and Kyle Shanahan, he's just getting out coached. I go back to what I said earlier. I don't think Pete Carroll is that good of a coach. I think Russell Wilson saved his career, but I think he's still a better coach than Cliff Kingsbury is. We got CJ Ruthless Sports. At least Lance didn't tear his ACL. Yep. And CJ is really happy about that. That would not be good if in the off season either Garoppolo or Lance got there severely injured, because we want to see the best of the Niners. We want to see the best of all the teams. We don't want injuries. Injuries are not something that we want to encourage or cheer for. Absolutely. At least my Browns don't have to play the Titans this year. But yeah. Okay. Now the Browns are a good team, and I think Browns definitely have the potential to have some really interesting games this season. For once, I'm actually looking forward to watching the Browns. And I enjoyed a lot of their games last year, but I think this year I am a big fan of Kevin Stefanski as a coach. I remember when the Browns hired Kevin Stefanski, watching his opening press conference and being like, whoa, the Browns hired just a rational human being that knows football as their head coach. Cool. That sounds like a good hire. And he didn't seem to have a big ego. He had a pretty humble mentality. And in his first year, he won Coach of the Year. So, yeah, definitely it's a good time to be a Browns fan. But, as always, go Rams. I did interview Grant Cole 2 days ago. It was great stuff. Oh, very cool. Oh, that's awesome, CJ Ruthless Sports. I'll have to go check that out. Also saying, I'm an Oklahoma Sooners fan. Texas Tech wasn't much under Kingsbury. Sure, he coached Mahomes well in college. Oh, interesting. Okay. Thank you for that college football insight, CJ. Or CG. I've been saying CJ, haven't I? Sorry, CG Ruthless Sports. Ronnie Morgan. Hi, I'm Big Low Country's wife. Oh, that is so cool. I love the video you guys did together about the optimistic Falcons fan. Great concept and love your personality. Ronnie, I do this every now and then. It's my version of a standing O, but I can't do it. But thank you. Your husband, you married an amazing man. I only met him once on a video call yesterday, and he was fantastic. That was a lot of fun talking football with him. And you guys are going over to see the Falcons play across the pond in Europe. That's awesome. I bless you guys in your marriage and in that adventure. And thank you for, I'm sure you're a huge support to your husband and his YouTube journey. I've watched his content for about a month now, and a big fan of your husband, and by association, big fan of you. So thank you for coming on to the stream, Ronnie. Really appreciate that. Sebastian Ones. When the Browns hired Kevin Stefanski, I went crazy. Yeah, you did. Definitely, definitely. Ooh, okay, I gotta take a drink of water here. One sec here. Mm. Oh, Ronnie saying you were fantastic too. Give yourself some credit. Your spirit. Oh, thank you so much. I'll be honest, Ronnie. I pride myself on being a pretty low maintenance individual. I don't consider myself someone who. I think I'm pretty low stress, and I love that. And so, thank you very much for that encouragement. That's so cool. That is such a genuine, honest, compliment. That I know you've never met me in the flesh, or in the digital flesh, whatever this is. But thank you so much. What do we got going on here? DB Sauce, hey, another supporter that we've had for a long time. Thank you so much for coming into the stream. Stoked that you are here. All right, well, so while we wait for a couple more comments here, I want to talk briefly about some of the tough games on the Rams schedule here. And so you guys will have to bear with me uno momentos here. And I am doing a prediction video with the Rams, but I'm going to do it with the finale of the Move series because, gotta save the best for last. And I'm not going to give my official win-loss prediction here, but I want to talk about some of the tougher games coming up in this 2021 season. So, and I'm sorry I didn't have the schedule up right away. So we're going to break this down here. Okay, first opening game of the year, the one we're all excited about, the one that we're going to just scream and shout when it comes. I think we're 96 or 95 days away from this game. We are going to host the Chicago Bears at SoFi Stadium. Fans will be in the stands. I wish I was one of them, but unfortunately I can't be. Because I work a job that is very busy at the beginning of the school year. Otherwise, I would possibly consider it because I am looking to go to a game at SoFi next year. I have not picked which one yet, but definitely looking to make that quest. So Chicago, I think that whether it's Andy Dalton or Justin Fields, this is Matthew Stafford's welcome to LA party. This is a new era, a quarterback beginning. A new season. I don't see this being too much of a challenge. The Colts, my friend Jarrett, huge Colts fan, and if you're watching Jarrett, thank you. But the Rams have had the Colts number the past couple times they've played them, especially if you remember the Tavon Austin 300 all-purpose yard game. But I think even though it's in Indy, and I might actually try and go to this game because that's drivable for me. I think that's 6 hours from where I live. So I'm Canadian, so if the border opens up, I might be going to this game. But I think this is I don't see this being too much thing. Now, week 3, want to talk about this. We're back at SoFi hosting defending Super Bowl champions Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, we beat them last year. We beat them good. It was a good game. That was one of Jared Goff's best games as a Ram. But I could see this being a tougher game. They're one of the best teams that we face. That's a stacked team. It's a team that knows how to win. They clearly just won the Super Bowl last year. I think the Rams can win this game totally. But there's no game on the schedule that I think we can't win. I think we can be all the team. I'm just talking about the tougher games. So then, those are the first 3. Then we got Arizona. Until the Cardinals beat Sean McVay, I'm not worried about it, so I'm not too concerned about that. Then our Thursday night, it's a short week. We're going at Seattle. That could be a tough game. We always play Seattle hard, but I'm really curious to see what happens with that. And I got a couple comments coming in here, so we'll continue with this scheduled debrief. I want to keep on top of these here, but Rams House. What do you think is Sean McVay's one thing he has to work on? Or what do you think is his weakest part of McVay's game? Great question. I had a video I made a long time ago, by a long time, a couple months ago, called like the 5 worst things about Sean McVay. Number 1, third and long bubble screens. Oh my, if I see another third and long bubble screen that's just like a little dish pass, they'll like jet sweep motion, either Cup or Woods, and then pass it to him, and then the defender comes and takes him down. No, it worked like probably one time, maybe 2 times. Though I remember it working once against the Giants back in, I think, the 2018 season. And no, I'm so fed up with third and long bubble screens. I never want to see a third and long bubble screen ever again from Sean McVay. But why does he call it? I don't know. Because, oh no, we're going to catch him off guard. We're going to, it's been done before. Sean McVay, if you ever see this, please never, or if you're someone in this stream that ever sees Sean McVay, and you're like, hey, Sean, why do you call so many third and long bubble screens? Seriously, it's like twice a game. It's so annoying. I also think Sean McVay is terrible at challenges. He's so bad. Again, love Sean McVay. He's my favorite coach in Rams history. I like Vermeil's up there also. Martz, I have respect for. But McVay is my favorite. But oh my, this guy, like, I don't know what, I think he's like 9-26 in challenges. So yeah, that's something he needs to work on. Oh, the third quarter timeout. Let's talk about that. Sean McVay, for whatever stinking reason, it's clearly part of his game plan. And so one of the reasons I think that the Rams have such a good record, if they lead at halftime, they've won every game that McVay has been coach. That's his stat. I think he's at 37-0 or something like that, which is awesome. But for some reason, in the third quarter, Sean McVay almost always calls a timeout, which when you're leading can, I guess, be strategic and evaluating what the other team did with their adjustments at halftime. But it is so annoying when the Rams are trailing in the third quarter and Sean McVay has the third quarter timeout. And it gets toward the end of the game, and you have to rely on your 2 timeouts and your 2-minute warning. And it is so annoying when Sean McVay is like, oh, like, you're there, and then the other team's able to bleed out the clock, because unless the clock is managed properly, which kudos to Sean McVay, he's normally pretty good at managing the clock. But there has been so many times that the Rams have had the ball, and you're like, I wish we had one more timeout. And if you wouldn't have used that third quarter timeout. And unfortunately, one more thing, that timeout often gets used to avoid a delay of game penalty, come to think of it. So why did we always have these delay of game penalties that would have happened unless a timeout happened in the third quarter? I don't know. Maybe McVay's trying to see what the defense is doing. I don't know. Anyway, I'm rambling on a lot about this. But yeah, Rams has great questions. So definitely third quarter timeout, the bubble screens. Those are my 2 biggest annoyances with Sean McVay. But love Sean McVay. So glad he's our coach. And hey, he's still young. I think he's like 34 now or something like that. I don't know. But he's a fantastic coach. Hope he's our coach for years and years to come. When you go to SoFi, please love. Yeah. So I work a job that I'm very thankful for, and it allows me to take some vacation time. And so I'm hoping to take some time next fall to get to LA because I really want to see SoFi. But definitely, if I go, I will be vlogging that up. You can bet that those will come onto the channel. Absolutely, Sebastian. Yep. Give us your top 10 most exciting games of the 2021 schedule. Do you mean like in general or just the Rams games? I don't know if I'll do like the whole NFL right now, but I can definitely get back to the schedule in a moment. And yeah, well, so you know what? Actually, Sebastian, we'll do that. Well, let's talk. We see, yeah, DBC Sauce is talking. Week 3 will be really hard. I agree with that. And we're going to go back to the schedule for a moment here. And so we got the Buccaneers will be a great game, hard one. I think any of our division games are going to be a battle. Absolutely. Arizona, Seattle, the Niners, I think they're all going to be. I think Tennessee is looking like it'll be a tough game now, but then again, we have Ramsey who can take on at least Julio, and we have we do have a deeper secondary beyond Ramsey as well, even though we lost Troy Hill and JJ. But Green Bay could be a tough game. But you know what? That Baltimore game in January, that is going to be a tough game because we're at Baltimore January 2nd. I'm hoping the Rams don't need that game to win the division. That's the game that they got because of the 17th game rotation that they're doing. Baltimore has beat us pretty good the past 2 times we played them. So I'm hoping that the Rams can pull out something special there for sure. But I would probably say that Baltimore game is our hardest game on the schedule just because it's in January and it's in Baltimore. I'd follow by the Bucs game. The at Indy game could be tough. And the we're in Lambeau, so the at Green Bay could be really tough as well. Yeah, those are going to be the hardest ones I'd put on there. But definitely, if I go to the Indy game, I'll vlog it. I'm not sure I'm going yet. I'm one of those people. I watch the ticket prices like a hawk. I check them every day, and then when a good deal comes up, I pounce in and I grab my tickets. But I also have to remember I'm Canadian, so the border has to open for recreational travel because. Yeah, that's the reality I have to face. So I'm hoping that border opens. I hear rumors. DB saw week 3 will be really hard. Yep, agree. Ronnie, yes, Ronnie. Big Low Country's amazing wife. Matthew Stafford should be super familiar with the Bears' possible easy win. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Okay, like I hope it's a good game, but honestly, I would love it if the Rams just crushed the Bears. You know, if it was a blowout, drop a 40 or 50 burger on them, that'd be fantastic. I'd be okay with that. Rams, I think the bubble screams were because of God. I hope so, Rams House. I really hope so. Yeah, if I never saw a 3rd and long bubble screen. Now, okay, let me be clear. I'm not against bubble screens. There's a place for them. They can be a great way to get some, hard-fought yards. You get your receivers into the blocking game for another receiver or running back. There's a place for bubble screens. It's the 3rd and long bubble screens that tick me off. So, yeah, we definitely we're hoping that we don't see any more of that. Then maybe that was a Goff thing. That's what we hope. But, yeah, no more of these 3rd and long bubble screens. Great stream. Keep up the good work. Definitely near future. We'll collaborate soon. Absolutely. CG Ruthless Sports would love that. And you're going back to work. Have a great shift wherever it is, whatever you're doing. God bless you, and I hope it's a fantastic shift for you. The Sports Star. Oh man, let's go. Welcome on in. I had a great collab with the Sports Star a couple of weeks ago. They're on the Titans Move episode. You guys can check it on out. What's the story of Josh Reynolds? Okay, great question. So Titans fans asking what they got. So Josh Reynolds, he came in with the Rams. He was often our number 3 or number 4 wide receiver. I think he actually was one of those guys that developed off of the practice squad pretty well. And yeah. Oh, can you guys hear me okay? Do it. Oh, I'm losing it a little bit here. Oh, I'm going to move that. Okay, I think we're good. Josh Reynolds was a player that he's come in and played well. He's definitely got he had some key catches in his career just because we always had Woods and Cup. And kind of just our offensive scheme, he never really got a chance to be like a star player. I don't know if he's going to come in and be super consistent for you guys, but I don't know. Josh Reynolds, I think he'll always be consistently like a little above average. I would compare him to kind of like, I want to say like a Danny Amendola sort of player, just like that consistent catch guy, not necessarily a big play receiver. But he's made some clutch catches, definitely to convert thirds and longs. When he went to the Titans, I was happy for him. I do think because of the Julio trade, that will maybe make him less. But if he's on the field, sports star, don't worry, he can definitely contribute for you. Yeah, you should be happy he's in your receiving corps. DB Sauce, McVay's a good coach, but sometimes hate what he does during games. I hear you. Yeah, again, I think that that's a good way of looking at DB Sauce of preparing for the game. McVay is amazing. He puts a great game plan together, but some of his in-game stuff, like the timeouts and challenges, can definitely be annoying. Yeah, or the third and long bubble screen. Sebastian, in general, I think that's what you were saying about the games of the year. Yeah, that's a really good idea, Sebastian's one. I'll do something like that for sure. Oh, thanks, Sebastian one. I'm glad you hear me fine. That's cool. I'm testing out a new little mic tonight, so I'm hoping it's working good. Sam Dog, the infamous 253, welcome into the stream. And CG said, thank you, CG. He had to go back to work, but thank you, Sam, for coming on into the stream. Really thankful that you are here. Looter Chris, another subscriber who's been around here for a long time. Very thankful for your encouragement and you being part of the Payout Time community. Really Looter Chris, great to have you here. Great to have you here. So you asked the question. Water first. Hello there. Sorry, folks. My other camera seemed to cut out for a sec there. Hope you can hear me okay. It's probably not as good quality, so I apologize for that. Looter asks, do you think Stafford will have a 5K season? So with the 17 games, I do think that. I've talked about this with Rams House before. The only reason I think Stafford doesn't do that is if Cam Akers and Henderson we have a really balanced offense with the passing and the rushing. And if the Rams have a lot of games where they just are ahead multi-scores going into the fourth and Stafford doesn't need to throw for 5,000 yards, that's, I think, the biggest hindrance against him. But I think with 17 games, definitely possible. My biggest question is, can he break Kurt Warner's, I believe it was 4,843, I think is the franchise passing record. And I want to see if Stafford can break that in 16 games. I think he can. I really do. But it'll be one of those things I'll definitely be tracking throughout the season. Ludacris also asked Rams. Oh, yeah, those bubble screens could have got. I hope so. I hope you guys are right because those third and long bubble screens were the worst. Sam, it's been quiet lately with some of the moves lately in the league, except when the Julio trade happened. Yeah, that's just the time of year that it is in the NFL. And that's why I think the Rodgers drama is getting so much hype. And I'm sure the media loved the Julio speculation because they knew a trade was coming. And so you saw all the articles of why Julio's going to this team, this team, this team, this team. And fantastic. And that's just the time of year that it is. But that's why I'm doing a MOOF series where we are predicting every single NFL team's schedule. And we're doing it a fan from each team. So it's not necessarily my opinion. We're looking for the most overly optimistic fans. So definitely check out my MOOF series. And everyone, please, if you haven't hit that like button, I would so much enjoy that. Very much appreciative of all the support. But I'm just thankful you guys are here watching. That's so cool. 9 people. Hey, E-Many-M, hey, what's up? Thank you for coming to the stream. I'm just glad Julio isn't in the NFC. I agree. If he wasn't going to go to the Rams, I didn't want him in the NFC West or the NFC. Thankful the Titans got him. I hope he does well there. He's a fantastic player. But, yeah, so glad he's not there. And the reality is if the Rams would have gotten him,
we've already sacrificed so much of our future draft capital that it's probably a good thing that we didn't get him. Sam's going, I was on my way home from New York when Julio trade happened. Nice. Yeah, I'm trying to think, where was I when that happened? Julio trade happened. You know what? I was out disc golfing when it happened. Yeah, I was out disc golfing, and then I called my friend Jarrett, who's a Colts fan, and he was like, Did you see? Did you see? And I'm like, what? And he's like, Julio got traded to Titans. I'm like, cool. So yeah, definitely thankful that he's not in the NFC. But yeah. I would love to know where were all you guys when the Julio trade happened? Sebastian, question: what do you use to watch the Rams because you don't live local to since they're not always on national television? Okay, so I'll tell you, Canada, our TV works a lot different than the States. I personally use we have this thing called DAZN here in Canada. I think you have it in the States, but it's different. So NFL Game Pass in Canada is licensed through this app called DAZN, DAZN. Yeah. And so I subscribe to that, and that lets me watch all the Rams games. But growing up, it was actually really hard to get a Rams game on because they're over on the West Coast, and we would often get like the Buffalo Bills or the Patriot games on our local channels. But because where I live in Canada, it's on the East Coast. So there's a lot of Lions fans, ton of Bills fans, a lot of Patriot fans, Giants fans, a couple Jets fans here and there. But a lot of those teams that are kind of closer to the Canadian border, those are a lot of the fans that I interact with. 49ers own Niner for life. Welcome to the stream. And you guys have had our number the past 2 years. We're on a 4-game losing streak against you guys, but that's going to change this year because the Niners are a team that figured out Goff really early. And, yeah, the Niners have definitely had the Rams number the past 2 seasons. And I'm still salty that Nick Mullins has outdueled Jared Goff. It's crazy. So when the Julio trade happened, Sebastian was at a dance recital. Nice. That's a great place for a big trade to happen. Ronnie said we were still sleeping in on Sunday morning. So nothing wrong with waking up to a big NFL trade. That's great. No, that's awesome. Awesome. Well, guys, I want to thank you all so much for coming into this stream tonight. You've all been so fantastic. That's the end of the comments here. If there's a couple more comments that come in. Otherwise, I want to encourage you, if you're watching this and you haven't hit the like button, please do that, or subscribe to Payout Time. I really, really appreciate that. And thank you so much to everyone who is subscribed. 400 subscribers. That blows my mind. It really does. I started this journey back when the Rams lost to the Jets. I had tried to do YouTube a couple times before and just never really was passionate about it. I was trying to do too much. And I remember when the Rams lost to the Jets and I was just so mad, I posted a video to my YouTube channel. And I'm someone, I never used to comment on any YouTube video. I never hit a like button. I subscribe to a few big YouTubers, but that's it. But then when I posted that video, I got like 10 people that subscribed to me, and I was like, what? Like, I'm just like complaining about how the Rams lost to the Jets. And that's honestly how it started for me to get on this journey. And here I am now. I'm so flabbergasted that so many people like the channel and have been watching the video. But Ronnie said, bye, Ronnie. Thank you for introducing yourself, and bless you and Big Low Country Sports. I hope you guys are doing so well. Oh, thank you for subscribing too. That's so cool. Oh, thank you. Sebastian said, great stream. Thank you so much. Well, everyone, I'm peacing out. I got to do some more stuff tonight. But thanks for tuning into this stream. You're all beautiful people, and God bless, and Payout Time. Peacing out.